remakes, remasters, reboots. It seems that they're coming quicker and quicker with every year that passes. And well, now we have the PlayStation 5 Pro, one of the most polarizing updates, remasters, remakes of a console ever. It's almost getting to the speed of mobile. Question is it worth it? Well, this portion of the video, we're going to unbox, look at the design and compare and so forth. And hopefully it will help us ultimately come to the conclusion of who this thing's for, who it isn't for, and whether we should bother buying one or not. If we do decide to buy one, use my Amazon link. Spread the love, costs you no extra, and I'll get a real good commission on this baby because this thing's not cheap. All right, usually I bend the camera now and have you guys looking downwards, but this is too big for that in my limited space. So I'm going to kind of look at the box first, and this, knowing that my audio's going to kind of go out. So looking at the design of the box wise, you can see that it's exactly the same design as a PlayStation 5 design or the digital console version, which is black box. What is clearly a difference is it's based on the slightly slimmer model I think they had in between this one, and you have these lines here in between, which I think looks nice compared to the non-Pro. It clearly distinguishes it from the standard edition one, but otherwise nothing special about it. You can see here also that it is a disc-free console, and I've got some thoughts and opinions on that. It's something that's put off a lot of people, feeling that £600 at Copium. Put it on the screen here, it's got even about £700 price tag. You should have a disc with it, but do bear in mind as well, you have got 2 terabytes on this, not 1, and terabytes do cost you for these kind of things. So you're getting 2 terabytes and a more powerful GPU going on, and a bit more memory, and it's pretty damn heavy. As the side looks, you're getting the standard DualSense, not a DualSense Edge, which some people might say again, maybe it should come with the Pro controller as well. You're getting the bare necessities here, literally an upgrade of the standard thing. On the outside of the box here, we have the flavor text, which is the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR. Sounds like a country. Get super sharp image clarity on your 4K TV using AI enhanced resolution for ultra high definition. Play it with astonishing detail. Now, bear in mind, I'm going to try and keep all those technical things as simple as possible because I'm not a super technical guy despite having lots of technical skills. You guys will always be correcting me on all the technical stuff. I just try and keep it to a more interesting human stance. So basically, things should look better at 4K without diminishing speed. Essentially, is what that means, that first one. Optimized console performance, reach higher and more consistent frame rates for silky smooth gameplay with support for VR, 60Hz and 120Hz display. PS5 supports this already, but it should be able to do it with more graphical fidelity without compromising the graphical fidelity as much. And in advanced ray tracing, experience next level realism, ray trace reflections, shadows, high quality global illumination as you explore stunning game worlds. Basically, it should look prettier while still being at 60 or more for games that support it. So that's the English version of it. That's the ideology. What we should have in this box is the console itself, obviously. There's the model number there, CFI 721. Sounds like a crime scene investigation show. We should have the console, wireless controller, horizontal stand feet, HDMI cable, power cord, USB cable, some printed manuals, and Astro Player pre-installed. That's the design there at the top. And at the bottom, it's practically the same as everything else. Usually serial numbers at the bottom and stuff, so I'm usually going to have to bob to hide them, but that's your box outside. Now, if I go back far enough with the space issues I have here, but do like this, and it should work out still. I can see myself doing my vertical recording. Now, one of the things I want to say, as far as the disc part is concerned, I counted with the email they sent here, and I checked on the web page here, going around the circles a bit here. I've got at least 15 games that I can play that's going to be enhanced at the moment, some of which are still exclusive on the console at the moment. So for me, a little bit of value there, provided it plays out. I probably will do some videos at some point, if not in this video itself, of comparison of PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, such as things like Hogwarts or what have you, which could definitely use the performance boost there on the console. But yeah, it's exactly the same fold out that you have on the original PlayStation 5. I think I did an unboxing for the original PlayStation 5, so it should be on this channel if it's the into channel you're watching. And how we're going to get this out. It's just persevere by turning it over and dropping it on the this beat up chair. That's why I need you guys to buy this via my Amazon so I can sort this chair out. Look at this. It's illegal in some countries to make videos with a chair so beat up. All right. There we go. Don't drop anything. I'm trying to avoid cutting myself in the process. But these things can be sharp. All right. So same sort of thing here. In fact, that's you. In case you need a reminder of how the PlayStation 5 OG looks like when you got too much stuff in your yard and you can't fit anything. This is what you do. You stick a power plug on top of it. Very safe. But that's the original. I think this is a little bit smaller as well. That's going to get traded in. Likely. Get £200 off of my spend, as you do. I'm sweating already. Next phase. Fix my pants. So open the fold there. Let's adjust the cam. Try not to whip it. It's always rip the PlayStation packaging somehow. By the way. Been very, very careful with this stuff, guys. These have got all these paper edges are very sharp. Been cut so many times with these things. Very sharp, so be careful if you're opening yours. Horrible. Horribly sharp. So we have sick, nice and scuffed unboxing. Probably one of the most fun ones you'll watch, hopefully. Or one of those fun ones you won't watch. So this is a lot lighter than the PlayStation 5 OG. Feel it already. A lot lighter. Or maybe it's just all the stuff I've got propped on top of mine. So put that down for a sec. And what we have is a whole bunch of documentation just stuffed in there. And we'll put it out. We'll look at that in a second. This here, we'll look at that in a second. And just here, the phones. Put it off. I think there's any plugs and stuff down here. There we go. Plugs, controller, as you'd expect. So we have this one here. Looks like our PlayStation controller. DualSense controller, probably. And that is, this time it's both USB-C ends. I'm sure it was one end was USB before, unless I'm mistaken. But look at that. More remote, HDMI cable. It should be 8K, obviously. Otherwise, it won't be very good if you try 8K or 4K. So we've got that. The square design, very similar designs and style of cable to the PlayStation 5. It's not really any difference here at all, to be honest with you. You really are just paying for the internals and the external design of the console itself. Everything else is the same, really. Plug, power plug, power cable. And I remember when if you're trading in your PlayStation 5, usually they want all the original parts and you usually get more money for the box. So they'll give you more money for a box version versus an unboxed version. So make sure you're keeping your box, make sure you're giving them the original cables and so forth so you don't get any problems. If you're going to trade up like your boy, what the hell is this? It looks like some kind of form of drugs, but it's not. I think it's maybe for the stand part. Don't know. We'll look in detail and I'm kind of trying to frame with my camera here with this different angle. That's dust, not dirt, man, by the way. Interesting. And of course, the almighty DualSense, the best controller ever. When it's supported. Best damn controller you can play with. When it's supported. Of course, the difference is with the Xboxes, the compatibility can be just across the board, but this thing, when it works, is sick. My favorite controller. Would have been nice if it was a Pro controller. Even though I never use the Pro features on the Pro controller, but you get the standard one. Looking spickety-lickety. Very sweet. Not really much to show there as far as the controller. I think that's the entirety of our box here, guys, you think? And that's everything. Let's see if I'm in product showcase mode, which is... But why have I got a video of me naked with a pop belly? That's not good. There we go. Product showcase was on, apparently. I have to remember to cut that belly button bit out. Terms of service, you want to see my naked belly. So yeah, just standard plug with the standard connector here. The angle's throwing me. Let me turn it back up. But I can't point at anything. Yeah, so the standard connector here. Nothing interesting or special there. That's what you get. With little recyclable paper tie-ins. So you just get that like that. Use the original plugs and stuff for your stuff to be safe, guys. Always a good idea. Done that in there. And there you go. About 3 feet, roughly. Paper tie-ins again for the USB cable. Nothing really to take long and show on there. It's a USB cable I can confirm. I'm sure it's an 8K one. Gonna use that, I suppose. So I've put it in there. And this is also about 3 feet as well. I'm terrible at calculations though, like when it comes to measurements and stuff like that. I'll guess about 3 feet. It's like half of 6 feet. Maybe 2.5 to 3 feet. So all mathematically accurate, as you can imagine, from your boy. And this is to connect up your controller. I've got like 3 of these controllers now, so yeah. You have to give one of them away if you're going to trade in, by the way, guys. I just bought a second one, I think. Or got it from somewhere, I can't remember. So there's that there. Obviously, it connects in there, like so. And then you connect it to your console, as you do with consent, of course. Let's check out the most exciting part you guys are waiting for, is just the paperwork. So it's like we're doing this entire one standing. Fantastic. Like, I'm not already tired from standing for nearly 2 hours while playing Metro Awakening for the Just VR Gaming channel. Oh boy. So looks like we're too bright to pick this up. I've turned on the ISO here. There you go. Statement of compliance. You got to have a statement of intent. You got to have a statement of intent. I don't know why it came in my mind. Sorry in advance. If anyone knows that song, big up to you. That was the most interesting paperwork. Next, safety guide. It's a fold out. So you'll get that. And I'm gonna, oh, it's not a fold out, it's a page by page. Okay. So I got that there. PS5 Pro safety guide. Let's start a table of contents. Y'all can see that there. Awesome. There's a bunch of health and safety stuff. Nothing interesting there. Apart from don't damage your stuff and don't kill yourself. It's a summary. And then this one's got some pictures in it there. So I'll show that. Removing the disc. Attaching a disk drive. You get your separate disk drive thing going on. I got a thought about that. I'll speak out loud. Battery. I forget. Do I have to put in my SD memory thing? That's the thing I got to remember that I could take out this other one. But yeah, that's enough of that. Don't want to excite you guys too much with the manuals. This looks like more exciting to guarantee. Yeah, it's got 5 million translations of the same thing, because it's very important to save the planet by using all these other measure cuttings while giving you basically 5,000 pages of every translation ever, even places that can't even afford a PS4 much as a 5. There you go. And finally, in documentation-wise, 50 up, get that for stomach. Quick start guide, which is made by a different material. Less of that papery material and more that shiny papery material. And that's giving you loads of pictures and stuff to test out your PS5 console to there. But it should be saying PS5 Pro. Yes, they're getting their documentation there, did they? And we have another here. Parental control, in case you want to stop your kids cosplaying as a Ellie from Last of Us by probably that joke. Next up, we have what's on the screen in the homepage and game rating icons in case your kids try to trick you into believing that 18 means you only have to be 18 inches tall to play the game. Works for some people. So, in the home screen. I mean, you got like a manual here, which is nice at least. Don't remember PS5 having this. Did PS5 have this? I think maybe the PS5 had this. I just don't remember it. Obviously, I'm one to look at manuals because I obviously need such things. But anyway, control center, let's play. Not the type of video you just ignore on YouTube, but let's play in terms of your PS5 Pro and Twitch as well. I suppose you ignore it near the everything disc and so on. Good luck with that. This strap is quite expensive. This is the same manual as the. It looks like this looks like the same manual as a PS5. I think it's just a PS5 manual, which is fine, I suppose. But yeah, I'm starting to think that has shut down and such. And then further information. So that's your guide you get. I think it's the same as the PS5 one. Let me know in the comments if you think it is or if you know if it's the same thing. Aside from the front, obviously saying PS5 Pro, everything else is PS5. So I'm suspicious. That was all the super most exciting parts of the thing. Hold on a minute. There's no like stand. Didn't you used to have like a kind of cheap stand thing? Throw that in there. Yeah, I'm really wondering what this is for. It's actually sitting on its side. I ain't got no space to put on its side. Leave that out. I might need it. All right. That's it then, guys. Thanks for watching our jackets. Yeah, we have to actually take these two things off and show you the actual part you're least interested in, which is the actual boring console itself. We've done all the exciting bits first to keep people watching, and we saved the least interesting thing for last, which is the console, but that's the way you do YouTube and Facebooks and all these places, like a pro, TikToks and all that stuff. I don't think I can stand this out there anymore, can I? That sucks. I didn't pay any more money for anything else. What do you guys think? Do you deem it beautiful? I'm going to stand it up, even without the stand. I don't care, okay? So they can suck it and put my plug on top of it like I had before, like you guys saw earlier there. Oh. Right, it's kind of heavy actually. It's the same way, I don't know. I think it's slightly lighter. 20 minutes into our unboxing, I do deep dive unboxings, as you know, and talk loads of nonsense in between it. Let's look at the front and look at the back. So on the front, we have our two USB-C inputs and a power button below it. As you can see, that's where your controller can go in and whatever else. Now, on the original PS5, you had one USB and one USB-C input. Now we're embracing USB-C inputs exclusively. You can get converters for this, so it's not a huge deal, but you see this goes in there like so. But there was a USB, this is what they gave you with the DualSense before, or the PlayStation 5 before, and you stick it in USB. Now, going full-blown modern with the USB-C standard fully embraced here. So if you end up needing to get a converter, you can use my Amazon again for that. There are converters that you can get that look a lot like this here, for whatever reason if you need it. It's just called a USB-C to USB converter or vice versa. And on the back here, you can see you just put your USB into it, and you can still connect via USB-C. Super cheap, super affordable, super effective, but worth mentioning. Just in case you end up needing it. Because the PS5 Pro has no slots like that on the front anymore. Okay, now we've looked at the front, including the power button. That's right there. Let's take a look at the back. Okay, so we have the HDMI input, obviously, right there. A LAN input, necessary if you want that smooth connection that only a LAN can offer. And then we have two USB slots. These are USB classic slots, USB 1 slots, USB 1 to 3, I guess, slots. I'm not sure if it's free or not, but there you go. And then power. Now I'm just going to check the back of the PlayStation 5 original to see if there was less or more slots in the back. So the HDMI on the PlayStation 5 Classic, it's funny calling it Classic at this point. Calling it Classic seems absurd, but anyway. Is it 4 years old, 3 years old? Anyway, this is here on the PS5 Pro, and then these two are higher up. So it's the USBs, I think. Then was the LAN, then the HDMI. So it swapped some bits around, but it's exactly the same inputs. It's exactly the same architecture. So if I did a setup video of the PS5, I'm pretty sure I did. You can refer to that because it's exactly going to be the same process. Nothing different to do here. And that makes sense. Why would they make it more different? No need to complicate it. It's just giving you more power for a high price tag, I guess. As far as the unboxing goes, just look at the PS5 Pro. I would say, again, I think it's better than the Xbox One, which is just basically a box and board. At least Sony are trying to make it look like something interesting. And the divot, such as in the middle of the console itself, does give it a clear PS5 Pro versus standard edition. You can't mistake it for the standard one. The fact that it's also probably a little bit smaller, I'd say. Let's compare up. This is how it measures up. You can see it is quite small. We can't really, and it's kind of rubbish, but try my best. It is a bit smaller, especially at the front. Width is a little bit bigger, actually, in some ways, compared to, but yeah, it's smaller or probably lighter. I've got the wrong one. I've got a lot of cables, a lot of machines, a lot of stuff connected. So forgive me. You can see that it does stand without the stand as well. So, I mean, if you don't want to spend extra money, that might be a play. But yeah, there you go. That is the unboxing portion. I'd say overall, I do like the design. Middle material feels, I don't know if it's just because new, I might feel more shiny. This middle part feels more shiny than this one. This one feels more dull, that might be the age of it. A year after it was released, I got this. This is the older model, still before the newer sub-model. Yeah, it looks nicer. I don't know if it's £700 nicer, but I guess the proof will be in the pudding. That's what you get. Pick up exactly the same way with your controller on that. Let me know if you guys have got your PlayStation 5 Pro, if you're getting one, why you're getting one, why you're not. I suppose I should quickly add that apart from the 15 games that I'll be able to get a better performance without buying a whole new, buying a new game on the PC version, or if you're waiting for the PC versions of things, including as well, not mentioned, potentially some other games like Ghost of Tsushima as well. I have to get the PC version now because it already looks great on the PlayStation 5 and now looking better on the Pro and so forth. But that aside, I think for me, a lot of people talking about the actual fact that it's lacking a disk drive. For me, I don't think we've had a real need for disk drives since the PlayStation 5 era anyway, because most of the games are actually running. All they're doing with the disk drives is checking that you own the game, which is not what we originally bought disk versions for. We bought disk versions so we could actually play the games offline whenever we wanted to and have an actual ideology of ownership. As I rip off my magnetized earring while trying to look fly while recording these things, as I'm two chickens take a needle to the ear. So with that in mind, a disk drive for me is not a deal breaker, just because I haven't had a single disk. I've got like hundreds, if not hundreds of games on the PlayStation 5 and 4. None of them are disk based. That's not a concern for me as far as purchasing decision is concerned. I think it is pricey. I think if you've got a PS5 already, you don't have a 4K television that has a VRR variable refresh rate like mine does, and that is 4K 120 hertz or more, then I don't see why you'd bother getting it necessarily, unless you know and have seen there's some clear difference in your immersion through visual quality by playing a game that's upgraded via the engine of the PlayStation 5 console itself. So discs, apart from if you have loads of discs already, obviously, that's the only way you're going to be able to play. If you've got those PS4 discs, probably. If you don't already have any PS4 discs or PS5 discs, or if you're thinking that it's going to be like you own the game, I would disabuse yourself of that. You do not own games anymore as far as this generation of games. Some of these games have tiny files from the disc that's like a kilobyte. And then it wants you to download 100 gigabytes to actually play the game that you've got a disc for. So whatever happens online-wise, it's going to dictate your ability to play them anyway, irrespective of whether you have a disc version or download version. So the disc argument to me is kind of irrelevant unless you're watching Blu-rays or in a special circumstance where you already have those discs. And you're not really owning the thing just because you have the disc anyway, because they don't put the game on disc these days, and you're always having to download something even for it to work properly a lot of times, because there's always a patch or something. So the disc argument, for the most part, in the majority of situations, is completely an irrelevant argument, because we are gone from the disc era. The disc era is done, unfortunately. Games are digital these days, whether you like it or not. Look at this ad here. It shows that it's got the stand with it. I didn't see no metal stand. How are they going to show the disc stand and say the vertical stand and say it's sold separately? But you don't need it, guys. It says heat coming up from that thing. It works fine on the carpet there. So, yeah. That consideration, I said that disc drive thing is kind of irrelevant for most people's scenario. Most modern era people are downloading their games now, and they don't have the games on the disc anyway. If the price was like $500, it's been like a no-brainer. If you trade in your PS5, it comes down to end up being about $500 to $450 if you can sell it maybe on eBay or something. That's an option. If you say it's like Sex CEX, and you get like about 170, 180 with the box for your digital version as fireworks go off, because people are still doing fireworks. And the special edition anniversary version has been sold out forever. They look pretty cool. That one's $1,000. You also have to take into account that you are getting 2 terabytes with this one rather than 1 terabyte with the classic PlayStation 5 console. And I have to say, with games these days now, you are going to run out of space very quickly, believe it or not. So it's usually where you pay a lot of money more because of the terabytes. But in this case, with the way that the games are costing money and stuff, the amount of space that they're taking, I should say, these days, makes sense. It makes sense at 2 terabytes. And you can still add your extensions that you already patched, like me, on there and into there as well. I think I can still stick in whatever I stuck into. That stick in the memory in the drive, I can't remember. Anyway, so that. And provided you've got a whole bunch of games that you don't want to wait for to come on PC, or you already have on the console, you don't want to go and buy another version on the PC or start the game over, like me, then you got a lot of games that are now going to work and look better, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that isn't on the PC yet. If you've got Silent Hill right now, Silent Hill 2, I think that's going to get boosted if it hasn't already. There's a few games there that's going to be boosted, Ghost of Tsushima, all the PlayStation bench games that ever constantly remade and constantly re-released. Last of Us, if you're into that. All those kind of things. So those things are things to take into consideration. But the proof will be in the pudding. I'll have to do some testing in comparisons, and it will be either in this video and or in other videos and compilation video to come if I do so. But otherwise, nice looking console, better looking console than the PlayStation 5 that is smaller. With the right circumstances, it can be just about the right value, but it's still very expensive, irrespective of whether it's value or not. So maybe this is for disposable income of people who are, like me, paying off bit by bit, that can do that. Otherwise, you might be in trouble. Yeah. Don't forget to use my link if you're going to buy one as well, by the way. Appreciate it.